Welcome Representative Kevin Miller for their swearing in, and I believe we're starting with Candy, or Mrs. Engel, I should say.
Excellent, thank you. Do we have the microphone?
Between the yellow lines. I am going to step out of the frame. Okay.
There's mine.
Well, before we get started here, I just want to, thank you guys for the opportunity to do this. I was telling somebody here, I don't remember who it was, Buckeye Lake council members asked me to come swear them in, and I said, can I do that? And they said, oh, yes, you can. Yes. So what an honor for me to be here. And second of all, I want to say thank you to you guys, because I know just in the short time I've been in this type of a role, an elected role, it takes a lot. So I appreciate you guys putting yourself out there, doing that, and also to your family, who also stuff as well because of that. So that being said, we will go ahead and get started here. So go ahead and raise your. I, Candy Engel,
I, Candy Engel,
solemnly swear
that
I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties as a member of the Board of Education
as a member of the Board of Education
of the Southwest Licking School District,
of the Southwest Licking Local School District,
Licking County, Ohio,
to
the best of my ability
and
in accordance with the laws
in accordance with the laws
now in effect and hereafter to be enacted
now in effect and hereafter to be enacted
during my continuance in said office and until my successor is elected and qualified. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, come on. You guys are part of this election.
This side so they don't see the pit smudger.
Yeah.
If you would, raise your right arm, or right hand, I should say. I, Deborah Moore,
I, Deborah Moore,
solemnly swear
that
I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I'll faithfully and impartially
discharge my duties
as
a member of the Board of Education of the Southwest Licking Local School District,
as a member of the Board of Education of the Southwest Licking Local School District,
Licking County, Ohio,
to the best of my ability
and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereafter to be enacted during my continuance in said office and until my successor is elected and qualified. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yay, guys. Yay. Thank you, guys. Ooh, you guys.
Love you, Mom.
Love you. See ya. Thanks.
I call to order this organizational meeting of the Board of Education. It is 4:34 p.m. on January 4th in the Board of Education meeting room. The notice is as follows. In accordance with Ohio Revised Code, notice is hereby given that an organizational meeting of the Southwest Licking Local School District Board of Education, Fairfield and Licking Counties, Ohio, is scheduled to be held on Thursday, January 4th, 2024 at 4:30 p.m. The organizational meeting will be held in the Southwest Licking School District Board of Education Meeting Room, 927B South Street, Pataskala, Ohio. I'd like to recognize all of our visitors, both in the room and online. If you would please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Jones, please call the roll.
Sure. Mrs. Engel,
Here.
Mrs. Moore,
Here.
Mr. Vincent,
Here.
Mr. Zani,
Here.
Mrs. Spindler.
Here. Adoption of the agenda.
So moved?
Second.
Mr. Jones?
Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mrs. Engel,
Yes.
Mr. Zani,
Here.
yes. Mrs. Spindler.
Yes.
It was a yes, no.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm trying to do two things here and I can't.
Item 3A, nomination and election of the board president.
I nominate Candy Engel.
I'll second that.
Any conversation? Mr. Jones?
Mrs. Engel, Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mrs. Engel,
Abstain.
Mr. Zani,
Yes.
Mrs. Spindler.
Yes. Congratulations. Mrs. Engel.
Congratulations.
Item 3B, nomination and election of the vice president.
I nominate John Vincent.
I'll second that.
Any conversation? Mr. Jones?
Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mrs. Engel,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent,
Abstain?
Mr. Zani,
Yes.
Mrs. Spindler.
Yes. Congratulations, Mr. Vincent.
Thank you.
And now we are to item 4, where I get to give up this chair. I mean, I have to give up this. Thank you. You're welcome.
Congratulations.
We need a motion to set the dates, time, and place of the regular meetings for 2024.
I move that we would do the third Thursday of the month here at the Board of Education meeting room at 6 p.m.
Second.
Can I also add something? February is the National Superintendent's Conference again, so we can pick a different date for February, so I'm able to attend that.
And 6 o'clock is more in line with what the other local governmental entities are doing, so I think that
It
would
is.
be
I would agree.
a good.
You want to stay a date for February?
Sure.
So it's all one motion?
We want to do, we have 1, 2, 3, we have 5 Thursdays in February.
So do you want it before?
Early or late?
I could do the 1st or 29th. Or 22nd, actually. Could do the 22nd, too.
I can't do the 1st.
And I won't be here for 22nd.
Wow, this is going
You
well.
can always find somebody else to step in.
29th it is. Oh, wait.
29th? Something. It's okay.
If 22nd works better, I can have,
We can have a fill-in for Rick if we need to.
yes,
for the 22nd.
Stacy can fill in for me. So.
I'm
Either of those dates is fine.
fine with either
Yeah.
of those.
22nd
Yeah, I'm
makes
fine
more
with either of them.
sense.
What do you say?
I think the 22nd makes more sense.
Okay.
No, we're gonna get too close to the March meeting.
Yeah, that's true.
So- Yeah, okay, so we got a motion for the 22nd of February, and then followed by the remainder of the year for the third Thursday at 6 p.m. for all meetings.
Yep. Who moved it?
I
Is there a second?
I did, didn't I?
I missed him
think
both.
John did.
Oh, John did?
I missed them
I
both.
don't.
So.
No, Deb did, right. I mean,
The 22nd?
22nd.
So Deb now? Okay.
Mr. Jones?
Mrs. Spindler,
yes.
Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mr. Zani,
Yes.
Mrs. Engel,
Yes. resolutions. 6. We need a motion to approve one or all, or
I motion 6A through M.
Second?
any discussion? Okay, Mr. Jones?
Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mrs. Spindler,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mr. Zani,
Yes.
Mrs. Engel.
Yes. That passes. No. Item 7, resolutions, authorization for the year for the treasurer. 7 through D, what are all of those?
I move 7A through D.
Second.
Discussion? Mr. Jones?
Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mrs. Spindler,
Yes.
Mr. Zani,
Yes.
Mrs. Engel.
Yes. 8, resolutions to designate the superintendent or her designee for multiple items. We need a motion for 8A through F.
I motion 8A through 8F.
Second. Go ahead.
Okay, discussion? No? Mr. Jones?
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mrs. Spindler,
Yes.
Mr. Zani,
Yes.
Mrs. Engel.
Yes. We need to appoint 2 board members to each one of the superintendent or treasurer advisory groups. Policy committee or group, or policy group.
Who's currently on it?
I am, and Candy
Yeah,
is.
we both have.
Okay.
I am happy to stay on any of the group.
I am too.
advisory committees I'm on.
I am too. I think traditionally the VP has been policy and advisory, but that is never, I'm perfectly happy with Kathy doing that.
Is that okay? Yeah, we'll stick
Because
with
it all
that, okay.
comes through to the whole board anyhow.
Exactly. All right, so we'll, Kathy and myself will do policy, curriculum and technology.
That's, I've done that before and
I
I
have to. I
enjoy
think
that
I'm
one.
on it now.
I think you both are.
You and John are.
Is that okay? You want to stick with that?
It's fine with me.
Okay. Building and grounds.
All right, that is me.
Okay.
I'm fine with staying on it.
Give it to Roger too.
Yeah, I think so too.
Roger, do you want that one still?
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay. All right, public relations, communications.
I'm on that with Mrs. Engel currently, and I can stay or someone else can have it.
I'm the same way. I'm good with that. Okay. And pupil services.
Yes.
Yeah, that, I would like that one as well, if that's okay. And finance and tax abatement.
It just wouldn't be a year if I wasn't on that one. So
Mrs. Moore, you want that one as well?
Yes.
that one's always a hoot.
Yeah.
All right, good. How about
I
item
just had
10?
a quick question about those. Would we ever consider adding maybe an athletics one that's kind of the liaison with the boosters per se? Is that necessary? I don't know. I just thought with the discussions that have come up with athletics and whatnot, if that would be one that we would consider. We could always add it whenever, but
Typically, the board president attends the athletic
Okay.
association meetings,
Correct.
but I don't have any issue with that. But it's just
I mean, I don't,
either way.
because it also can go through other advisory groups as well. So I don't know. It's just something to think about for the future. It wasn't.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought about it.
I didn't
before.
bring it up to anyone's. Yeah, I didn't bring it up to you prior, but it just kind of wondered about that.
We could, if you want to think about it, if something, we can always add it at any point, actually, so do that. Okay, so those are all done. How about any board committees, or any board committees needing to be established? We have the task force.
We still have the advisory group
For the
that
task
hopefully
force, correct.
sooner than later we'll get to meet again
Okay.
once we get some movement. But that's the only one currently that we have.
Okay, and that is Mrs. Spindler and Mrs. Moore right now? Is that right? Okay, perfect. And no additional ones? Resolution to designate our designees for the Ohio School Boards Association. We need a delegate and an alternate for the annual conference.
It's usually the president and vice.
Okay, good, John? Are you
Yep.
you're good with that? Okay. Legislative liaison and alternate to the school board?
Is that,
I thought that was also the
Is that-
president.
Yeah.
That's fine, yeah, absolutely, that's fine. And then the liaison for student achievement, I've actually done that for the last multiple years.
If nobody wants that, I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah, you can do that if you want to. All right, perfect. And Tax Incentive Review Council, we need a designee for that. I believe Mr. Jones has done that for us in the past. Everybody good with that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I need closing item, motion 13A to adjourn.
so moved?
Second.
Mr. Jones?
Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mrs. Spindler,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mr. Zani,
Yes.
Mrs. Engel.
Yes. We are adjourned at 4:46 p.m.